to show you how to make tortilla chips today. We are quickly running out of those as what has normally been a staple in our family, and so I'm turning to just making them homemade from scratch. I will reassure you that over the summer, making homemade tortilla chips is one of our favorite things to do because they taste amazing. They are head and shoulders above all the store-bought stuff that you'll normally deal with. So let me show you how I make them. It's super simple. I'm gonna start with getting the stove ready. So we're gonna have two pans here. The big pan, I'm gonna have set to a level 6, and I'm gonna put a high heat oil in there. You could use coconut oil, safflower, sunflower, soybean, a canola oil, any of those, anything that has a nice high smoke point. So I'm gonna get that going and melted for the tortilla chips. This pan is going to be ready for the actual tortillas. And then over here, all I could find at Costco was blue corn masa flour. So that's why I have a big blue bag here. It works great. It's the same as a yellow corn flour. It's just a different color. You do have to use a masa. It cannot just be corn flour. It has to go through the liming process that makes it possible for you to develop it really easily and quickly into a dough. So look, this is what I'm gonna do. There's about a cup of flour in there, and I'm gonna turn on the faucet and make really nice warm water. It's actually nearly hot, and I'm gonna just flow it into this bowl and keep adjusting as needed to make a really simple dough that's workable. And you'll be able to tell right away just by working with this whether you need to add more water or more masa. This is made unsalted. That is the traditional way. You can certainly add a pinch of salt if you want, but given that we are going to actually salt our tortilla chips as we're cooking them, it's totally not necessary. Right? So this you should let sit for about 5 minutes. It's actually perfect. So I'm not going to keep reworking with it, but know that if you got it a little too watery, you would just add more masa, and if it was too dry, you would add more water. It's that simple. I have some pre-made over here because I wanted to show you how it works after it's sat for 5 minutes, right? So I'm going to take a knob of this and form it into a ball. And if you had a tortilla press, that would be fantastic. We happen to not have a tortilla press. I'm actually going to order one just because it's going to make everything so much easier, but you don't need one. You just use 2 layers of parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, you can use a Ziploc bag, and you can just cut it and keep reusing it by using one bottom of the Ziploc bag down here, put your dough in, and use the top layer as you would this parchment paper that I'm using here. One of the benefits of using a tortilla press is that you get really uniform shapes. These end up being really kind of charming and irregular when you do it yourself. Our family doesn't mind that at all. I mean, it all goes into a burrito anyway. The other fun thing about dealing with corn masa flour tortillas at home is that you can make them really quite large, a lot bigger than you'll find in the store. So to make sure that these don't break off, I'm going to go ahead and place it directly in this hot pan. I'm going to turn it up just a little. I feel like it could be a little hotter. And the way to make sure it doesn't break, so you flip it over, set it gently in the pan, and that's when you remove your parchment paper or your plastic. That is just going to cook for about 30 seconds each side. It's a pretty quick cook. And then what I'm going to do is cut it into tortilla triangles and fry it. And then you'll have tortilla chips. And you can, serve it with the hummus that I showed you how to make earlier, or, make a salsa from scratch if you can. That's really easy to do. Hope maybe you already have buckets of salsa that you have sitting in your storeroom. Okay, so here we go. This might be a little early to flip it. I'm going to wait just a second longer. Where my spatula is. I'm going to use this one. Okay, there we go. Flip. So it's already almost cooked. These things cook really fast. And to hurry things along for the purposes of this, I'm going to pop this out. I'm going to place it on my countertop. And I'm going to cut it. Right? Let's make some happy little triangles. I wish you could smell it in here. It smells really good. And like I said, the fun thing about these is that they immediately look homemade because of the shapes. And they're really fun. You can make extra big ones. These are going to cook super, super fast, so be prepared for that. I don't usually salt them yet. I usually just salt them as they are cooling. Look at how beautiful and puffy they are. I love that. Those little air pockets just make me happy because they're going to be so delicious. So I just do one really quick turn. This is really, really, really hot oil, obviously, so just use caution while handling your chips. I'm sometimes tempted to just stick a finger in there and help flip, but don't do that. And then at the very end, which you could have used tongs, I suppose, I will use tongs to pull these out. And then I'm just going to dress with some sea salt. I'm going to do that before they cool and while they still have plenty of oil in here. You can also drain these. I'll often drain these on a paper towel. I'm out of paper towels, so I'm not doing that today. Obviously, you can do that on just a regular towel as well. I will say that in our family, these don't last very long. They are usually eaten while hot, and they are just like a treat and a half. So the funny thing is, this is out of necessity. I'm probably going to be busy making chips this afternoon, but the beauty is they're delicious and you're going to love them. So I hope that that's helpful, and let me know if it is. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or comment below. Thanks so much. Bye. I'm going to eat one now.